All right, with 60% overall turnout in the first phase of Lok Sabha elections, peaceful polling was held in 91 parliamentary constituencies spread over 18 states and 2 union territories on Thursday. Election officials said that voter turnout was high at most places, while complaints poured in from various states about glitches in the electronic voting machines and of names missing from the voter list as well. Polling in Uttar Pradesh crossed the 60% mark with a total turnout of 64%. The key constituencies including Saharanpur, Kairana, Ghaziabad, Baghpat, Meerut and Gautam Budh Nagar. In Bihar, 53% voter turnout in phase 1 of the Lok Sabha elections was registered. And the polling turnout in West Bengal stood around 81%. In Maharashtra, elections were not held in 4 polling stations in Gadchiroli constituency due to the presence of left-wing extremism. And a voter turnout of 56% was recorded in 7 constituencies of the state. And in Odisha, the average poll percentage was 68%. No untoward incident was reported from any part of the state. And the polling turnout in Chhattisgarh on 1 seat stood at around 56%. Chhattisgarh police said that a Maoist was killed in an encounter with the security forces in Narayanpur district falling under Bastar Lok Sabha constituency here. And Uttarakhand recorded 57.85% in the 5 seats that went to polls yesterday. The Election Commission said that the voter percentage in the state fell in comparison to 2014. And votes for all the 543 seats will be counted on 23rd of May after the end of the 7-phase polling on 19th of May.
Polling has concluded completely in as many as 10 states and union territories. These are Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, Telangana, Uttarakhand, Andaman Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep. 10 states have concluded their first phase of elections. These states are Assam, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jammu and Kashmir, Maharashtra, Manipur, Odisha, Tripura, West Bengal and Uttar Pradesh. 16 states and union territories are yet to begin their polling. As far as the assembly elections are concerned, the polling gets completed today for the states of Andhra Pradesh, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. Odisha concluded its first phase of polling for the assembly election, being held simultaneously with the national elections of the parliament.
Polling for simultaneous elections to Lok Sabha as well as state assembly was held in Andhra Pradesh on Sunday. On Thursday, the electorate braved the scorching heat to cast their votes simultaneously for 175 assembly and 25 Lok Sabha seats in the state. And about 66% polling was recorded. Sporadic violence was reported as workers of the 2 parties, the TDP and the YSR Congress, clashed with each other. Until last reports came in, 2 YSR Congress members and 1 TDP members were killed in the poll violence. Incidents of stone pelting and EVM damage was also reported from some parts. And in Telangana, 60% of voting was recorded across 17 Lok Sabha constituencies of the state. Nizamabad Lok Sabha constituency may get into the Guinness Book of World Records for the use of the largest number of voting machines, the electronic voting machines, the EVMs, with a high number of 185 candidates, including 178 farmers in the contest. The Election Commission used 12 EVMs in each booth in the constituency. The election officials have approached the Guinness Book of World Records to recognize the usage of large number of EVMs in a constituency. News from Jammu and Kashmir, which recorded an overall turnout of over 57% in the Jammu and Baramulla constituencies in the first phase of Lok Sabha elections yesterday, even as there were protests reported over defected EVM in some areas. Meanwhile, a voter turnout of 70.67% was recorded for 1 seat of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And the Lakshadweep Lok Sabha constituency saw 69% voting. Talking about the Northeast now, the first phase of voting for Lok Sabha and Assembly elections in all the 8 states of Northeast also concluded on Thursday. An estimated 78% polling was recorded in Sikkim to elect the members for 32-member state assembly and 1 Lok Sabha seat. And in Arunachal Pradesh, an estimated 66% voters exercised their franchise for 60 assembly seats and 2 Lok Sabha seats. 3 persons were seriously injured in a Tali assembly constituency in a clash between the supporters of 2 rival political parties during the polling. And Mizoram recorded a voter percentage of 60% for the lone Lok Sabha seat, where 6 candidates are in the fray. And in Assam, 68% voter turnout was recorded for the election in 5 Lok Sabha seats. And in Nagaland, 78% voters came out to elect the candidate for the single Lok Sabha seat here. As far as Manipur is concerned, 78.2% voter turnout was recorded for the lone Lok Sabha seat here. And in Tripura, 81.8% voter turnout was recorded for the single seat here. And nearly 67.16% voting was recording for the 2 Lok Sabha seats in Meghalaya. And according to the Election Commission officials, the polling percentage is expected to go up in these states. And campaigning for the remaining 6 phases of the Lok Sabha elections has gained momentum after the senior leaders of various political parties are travelling across the country to canvass for their candidates. Now, Prime Minister Modi will be travelling to Maharashtra, Karnataka and Kerala today to address election rallies. In the morning at 11 a.m, PM Modi will address a rally in Ahmednagar district of Maharashtra. He will be canvassing here for BJP candidate Sujay Vikhe Patil. He is the son of Radhakrishna Vikhe Patil, the leader of opposition in the state assembly, and he joined the BJP last month. He is pitted against NCP's Sangram Jagtap in the Lok Sabha seat. The electors in Ahmednagar Lok Sabha seat will cast their votes on 23rd of April in the 3rd phase of election. And after Ahmednagar, the Prime Minister will address rallies in Karnataka's Gangavati and then in Kerala's Kozhikode. In the afternoon, PM will be in Karnataka's Gangavati, which is a business centre. He will seek votes for the BJP contestants from Bellary, Raichur and Koppal constituencies. And in the evening today, Prime Minister Modi will be in Kerala, where he will address a public meeting at Kozhikode Beach. This meeting will be attended by all the NDA candidates from Palakkad to Kasaragod. The upcoming Lok Sabha elections in Kerala will witness a triangular contest between the LDF, UDF and the NDA in most of the constituencies. And our colleague Ravindra Singh Shoran is now joining us live from Maharashtra in Nanded. A very good morning, Ravindra. Speaking about this, of course, Maharashtra, the 7 constituencies went to polls in the first phase that happened yesterday. But of course, for the rest of the phases, 3 phases in the state, the campaigning has picked up pace. Of course, PM Modi will be in the state today in Ahmednagar. He's canvassing for Sujay Vikhe Patil. He's the son of a senior congressman here. It's a very interesting contest in Ahmednagar there. Son of a senior congressman here. It's a very interesting contest in Ahmednagar there.
Yeah, good morning, Aishwarya. You're right. Yesterday, all the 7 seats went to poll, and around 60% of polling happened. But the final statistics are yet to come. Election Commission is quite hopeful that this time the electorates may come in more number and the polling percentage may go further upwards as the final figure we will receive. Also, today is the Prime Minister is going to address a rally in the Ahmednagar Lok Sabha constituency, which is quite an important constituency, part of northern Maharashtra and the Marathwada region. This constituency has been represented by the BJP for the last 3 times, at least by Dilip Gandhi. But this time, Sujay Patil has been fielded by the BJP. Sujay Patil is the son of senior Congress leader Radhakrishna Vikhe Patil. Yesterday, Radhakrishna Vikhe Patil, he has joined some of the public meetings addressed by Sujay Patil, who is now contesting on the ticket of the Saffron Party. He was trying to get the ticket on from this alliance of the Congress and NCP, but Traditionally, NCP has been contesting on this seat, and this seat, the NCP refused to relinquish the seat for the Congress party and for Radhakrishna Vikhe Patil. Finally, today it may happen when later in the day Prime Minister will address a rally in Ahmednagar. Radhakrishna Vikhe Patil, who is the leader of the opposition in the assembly, a stalwart former minister and many-time member of Legislative Assembly, will join the BJP in presence of the Prime Minister. It will be a massive loss for the Congress party, the oldest party, and it also shows it exposing that how the oldest party of the country could not manage to hold its fork together. It is completely exposing the infighting which is happening between, and only for the seat, for the sake of one seat, they could not hold such a big leader to them, and now he is all set to join the BJP, and it will be a loss
Ravindra, since
for
you are in
the Congress and the
Nanded, that
NCP
is
alliance.
also going to witness a very interesting contest in Nanded, because BJP is making a determined bid to wrest this Lok Sabha seat, which is actually a citadel of the Congress.
Yeah, that's right. This is a bastion for the Congress party, and traditionally this seat has been held by the Congress party. Yashwant Rao Chauhan, he was the chief minister from this constituency only. After that, he was later succeeded by Ashok Rao Chauhan, the son of the former chief minister. Ashok Rao Chauhan was also the chief minister. In the last 2014 election, when the whole Maharashtra was under the wave of the Modi and the Shiva Sena, only 2 seats BJP Congress party could manage to win. One was Nanded and the other one was Hingoli, that is the neighboring seat. And Ashok Chauhan, who is not only the former chief minister but also the current party president of the unit of the Maharashtra Congress. And this is also a setback for the President Ashok Chauhan, that he could not hold the fork together, and he, being the president, is responsible for as Radhakrishna Vikhe Patil may join the party today, then he has been the opposition, the political opponent of his own party. They are accusing the leadership of Ashok Chauhan for not keeping the senior leaders in confidence, and that's why this infighting is quite exposing, and stalwart leaders like Radhakrishna Vikhe Patil is going to join the Saffron party today.
All right. Thank you so much, Ravindra, for all those updates there from Maharashtra. Remember, Maharashtra is voting in 4 phases. And looking at the rallies that are slated for the day today, well, BJP National President Amit Shah will visit Odisha's Keonjhar. Amit Shah, during his one-day visit to the state, will address a public rally at the Keonjhar Medical College ground to woo the voters. The BJP's national president, who had earlier come to the state on 9th of April, will again visit Odisha on 17th of April for poll campaignings in Baramba and then Kanal. And thereafter, Amit Shah will travel to Chhattisgarh, where he will address a rally in Rajnandgaon. And Congress President Rahul Gandhi is also scheduled to address multiple rallies today. He will be in Tamil Nadu today, including Chennai and Madurai. Remember, Tamil Nadu's 39 parliamentary seats will go to polls in a single phase on 18th of April. All right, so the first phase of Lok Sabha elections happened yesterday in 18 states and 2 union territories for 91 Lok Sabha seats. And after that, of course, the campaigning really is picking up for the rest of the Lok Sabha elections that are going to happen. As far as Amit Shah is concerned, he will visit Keonjhar today. All right, Anu Devan, our colleague, is in Odisha. She is joining us from Gopalpur at the moment. Anu, polling for the first of the 4 phases of Odisha elections was undertaken peacefully yesterday. We understand that 68% voter turnout was recorded. So tell us about the contest in Gopalpur. All right. Well, we'll try to connect back to our reporter there. But of course, as far as Odisha is concerned, it is political pundits are saying that Odisha may actually turn out to be the most fascinating story of this Lok Sabha election. It has, of course, been BJD fortress, but there are a number of leaders now ditching Naveen Patnaik to join the BJP. And Anu, in fact, is with us right now. Anu, first phase of Odisha elections saw 68% voter turnout. You are in Gopalpur at the moment. Tell us about the contest here. All right, let's move on. Well, today is the last day for the withdrawal of candidature for the fourth phase of Lok Sabha elections. In this phase, polling will take place in 71 Lok Sabha constituencies across 9 states on 29th of April. Nominations for the fourth phase began with the issue of a notification on 2nd of April, and campaigning for this phase will end on 27th of April. And voting will be held in the 17 seats in Maharashtra, 13 seats each in Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh, 6 seats each in Madhya Pradesh and Odisha, 8 seats in West Bengal and 5 in Bihar, 3 in Jharkhand and 1 seat in Jammu and Kashmir. And as far as assembly elections are concerned, even for Odisha Assembly, today is the last day for the withdrawal of candidature for the fourth phase of elections. Polling here will also be held on 29th of April. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday said that a slew of development measures have been done in the Assam in the last 5 years. Addressing an election rally in Mangoldoi constituency, PM Modi said that people of the state have to decide what sort of developments they need. PM Modi added that Congress has compromised the security of the nation by demanding proof of the attack on terrorist camps in Pakistan. He also addressed a public meeting in Assam's Silchar.
ये चुनाव तय करेगा कि भारत में एक प्रधान, एक विधान, एक संविधान की व्यवस्था और मजबूत होगी या टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग सब पर हावी हो जाएगी। ये चुनाव तय करेंगे कि 130 करोड़ भारतीयों का विकास होगा या सिर्फ एक परिवार का होगा।
And earlier in the day, Prime Minister Modi also held an election rally in Bhagalpur district of Bihar. Modi said that the opposition wants to strip the armed forces of their special powers, while the NDA government strives to give full liberty to Jawans to deal with the terrorists and Naxals. And UP Chairperson Sonia Gandhi on Thursday filed her nomination papers from the Rai Bareilly Lok Sabha constituency in Uttar Pradesh. She was accompanied by her son and Congress President Rahul Gandhi, daughter Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. And before filing her nomination papers at the collectorate in Rai Bareilly, the UP chairperson also held a road show in the city. And earlier in the day, Sonia Gandhi also offered puja at the Congress Central Office in Rai Bareilly. She was accompanied by her family. Several party leaders also attended the puja. Sonia Gandhi is seeking re-election from the seat for the 5th time in a row. And Union Minister Smriti Irani on Thursday also filed her nomination papers from Amethi, pitting herself against Congress President Rahul Gandhi, who has won thrice from this Lok Sabha constituency. Before filing her nomination papers, Smriti Irani held a road show. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath accompanied her in the show of strength. Smriti Irani gave a tough fight to Rahul Gandhi in 2014 Lok Sabha polls, the first time the BJP nominated her as its candidate from Amethi.